All right, last one for the night. I haven't messed up once. I've been doing these straight with like a second in between, so I'm feeling really good. Let's end it on a high note with The Bride. We got Terry O'Quinn himself, the stepfather here, and we got freaking Bob from La Bamba. Richie! Every fucking time I hear that damn song, whatever the hell that song's called, I think of him yelling out Richie and I want to fucking cry. It's just such a sad scene. That is one of the saddest scenes ever when Bob finds out about Richie and he's screaming, Richie. Oh my God, it's so seeing him here. And then we get to see a young Benicio del Toro, and I'm coming off of my high right now of, Sicario, Day of Soldado, whatever. Fucking fantastic movie, guys. Gotta go see that. If you're a big fan of the first one, have to see it. I reviewed it on here. So yeah, Terry O'Quinn is the fire inspector. He comes into this titty club and he wants to shut the place down because he was sent some pictures of his daughter doing, heinous acts, sexual acts with this dude who runs the place, and he's got it out for him because this dad's very old-fashioned and he wants only the best for his daughter, which I can relate to as a father. He's got much more of a traditional American ideal future for his daughter, where she's like, a virgin at birth, or birth. I hope we're all virgins at birth. Virgin, on the wedding night or whatever, which is just ridiculous to me. I don't think anyone should do that, so I'm not there. I don't want to think about my daughters out with, tons of men or anything like that, but I definitely don't want them to fucking, be these pristine, perfect little beings before they go off and get married and live this boring ass life. Like, that's not what I want. So I can't relate to him in that way, but I can relate to the fact that, like, being sent pictures of your daughter getting fucking defiled by some, scum bucket who doesn't think anything of her at all, and he's just used her for his own pleasure. And I totally understand where he's coming from in that regard. So, the fact that he wants to shut this place down because he's just like, who the fuck sent me these pictures? And of course we find out that he didn't send him the pictures. That's kind of the big twist, but I completely understand where he's coming from. So he then goes home because he's like, I'm going to shut this place down. Like, I'm not taking your bribes. I'm not into this. I'm going to shut your shit down. So he goes home, and I really, really enjoyed the style shot that they had in this of these see-through walls. Like, he's talking to his daughter who's in her bedroom, and he's in the living room, and there's this wall that separates them. But it does this effect where the wall becomes transparent. And there's this like illuminating color that kind of, bridges that gap between their spaces. And then when he like walks out of frame and we just see the tail end of the wall, like you see the wall kind of come back into fruition, or like it becomes whole again. And I thought that they use it twice in this episode, and I just thought it was such a neat shot. I know I've seen it somewhere else. I can't place it in at the moment, but I thought just for a stylistic shot, like it wasn't necessary, but it was just a cool little flavor in this episode that I really enjoyed just from an artistic standpoint. So I thought I'd point it out. It's quick. It's only maybe like, I don't know, 30 seconds long. So they built that whole way of doing it. I don't know how they did it, but however they did it, it's really, really cool. And I liked it a lot. So I just wanted to give it some credit there and talk about it for a second. His daughter breaks up with her boyfriend, the guy he thinks is perfect for her. And she wants to go to this school, but she doesn't have the tuition. And, she's just like, I don't know. And he thinks her life is going to fall apart if she doesn't have this. So he goes and he does what he does not want to do. And he takes a bribe from the guy who violated his daughter so that he can, a guy that he feels takes away her innocence. And he's going to take money from her so that he can pay for her future it's kind of a yeah, like twisty, kind of screwed up scenario there, how that all plays out. But he takes the bribe, and then he goes over, he gives the money to his daughter, like, here you go, you can do it. And she's like, I knew I could count on you, Dad, you're the best, whatever. And then in a moment of, regret or vengeance or whatever, he goes and, being a fire marshal or working for the fire department, whatever, for a while, I guess he knows somebody who is a pyromaniac, an arson, whatever, and he goes and hires him. He also happens to be a bug lover, which that seemed very like unnecessary. Like, I think it was just to add a little bit to his character, but it just wasn't necessary. Like, he could have just went and hired that guy. I feel like it was supposed to add to his lunacy, so we were like, oh my god, this guy's so crazy. But he could have just been playing with fire, and he's burned up already. Like, he's got scars, facial scars from burns, and I was just like, that's enough. Like, the bug thing was so unnecessary, for real. So I don't really understand that part. But he doesn't want to burn down the building because there's bugs in it and they might get hurt and all. Like, as I said, I think it's just to explain to us like he's crazy. And I'm like, I think him burning down the building and being obsessed with fire is enough. And like his, chaotic motions and his, sinister laugh and all that, like that would have conveyed to us well enough. But they threw in the bug thing. Doesn't matter. Just thought I'd point it out. So weird. Such a weird choice. And he gives his daughter this bracelet that like means the world to him, and she's like, oh, thanks, Dad, it's so great, oh, I'm so glad you gave it to me. And so he goes, and the guy does what he was supposed to. He burns down the building and kills tons and tons of people inside. I mean, there was a private party, mind you, but who did he think this was going to kill? Like, just that guy? Like, did he tell him specifically, like, wait till it was just this guy alone? Like, there probably could possibly be, like, you had to think that, right? I mean, it's a possibility there was going to be other people in there, that you were going to get a couple strippers killed or that bouncer or whatever. And I don't know, I guess maybe just because he was in this throw of passion like that, he was so out for vengeance that he didn't care about those things or whatever. But he does, and it ends up getting a bunch of people killed, and he doesn't seem to be all that upset about it until he realizes that that guy gives him the bracelet that his daughter was wearing. And I'm guessing that the guy knew that he wasn't going to check. Like, all these people are burned up. It would take a while for, forensics to come back or coroners to confirm that that's her body. So I guess he was playing off that, even though he's sitting there dying, half burned. Or maybe he thought she was in the building. I don't know. But he had her bracelet somehow. How he got it, we don't ever know. But he has it, and before he even can confirm his daughter's dead, I guess that's just enough proof. There is this really sad scene where he's like washing it off in like the water that's coming down from the water that's being sprayed to put out the fires, and he's just crying because he's like, this isn't the bracelet, this isn't the bracelet, and he's like cleaning the blood off, and he keeps looking. I don't know, that really hit me wrong. Like, it was really sad. I was like bummed out, and then he goes and he shoots himself, and I was like, fuck, this is a downer, man. And then, the phone rings, answering machine picks up, and she is calling to tell him, like, kind of like a sorry, Dad, I basically, swindled you, I suppose. Like, this was like all set up. Like, Benicio del Toro sent him the pictures so it would get him riled up, I guess. I don't know. Like, this ultimate plan was for him to take the bribe and for them to run off together because she's in love with Benicio, the bouncer of that bar. And then I thought that was a pretty cool twist. I liked that. I liked that she like left for love and took the money. I mean, it's bitchy for sure, no doubt about it. And it ended up costing her dad's life, although her dad fucking deserved it. I'm sorry. He got a bunch of people killed and didn't seem to care at all. So I don't give a shit about him. But that all being said, what really irked me and made me really hate her, because I was like, I didn't like him, so I was like, I don't know, maybe like two wrongs don't make a right kind of thing, but maybe they do. Like, I feel fine about it. But when he mentions like the bracelet, and she's just like, he's like, whatever happened to your bracelet or whatever, and she's just like, oh, like whatever, it's not important. It's not an important bracelet. I was like, you just fucked over your father, who you still think is alive, taking his bribe money, which you know was like eating at his soul to do, and then the bracelet that he gave you wasn't important to you. Wow, you're a fucking bitch. Like that, I don't know, the bracelet thing, when she was just like, it's not important, it was just to kind of overemphasize like she didn't really care about it, like, and that like she left it behind and it wasn't a big deal to her, and that's why it was there. Like it's supposed to, you know, make us realize like oh yeah, that's why she lost it. But I don't know, yet again it irked me, and it's just like, you bitch. Yeah, your dad's dead, but he's a piece of shit, so I don't really care about him. It's just, I don't know, the sentimental value that it should have to her, because her dad did love her so damn much, and she seemed to, you know, reciprocate that love. Although at the end, I don't know, I have to question, she's just a selfish bitch who only cares about herself. But she seems to be convinced her dad is going to be happy for her eventually, because she's being true to her desires for life. And but whatever, fuck her. Anyways, all right, I gotta go to bed. It's like 3 a.m. All right, I'm gonna get all this damn shit done, okay? I'm on this. All right.